Hey guys, probably nobody is watching right now, but I wanted to come live. Um, this is me, Chuck Payne, okay, aka Terrapup. I'm the guy who's been doing these videos, and I wanted to take a minute and thank everybody for subscribing to my channel and liking my videos. I do appreciate it. I'm going to try to, I can't promise it's going to be every week, but I'm going to try to come Sunday nights and I'm going to go over small board computer stuff, Linux stuff over the week. Um, People are welcome to come hang out, talk with me. I'm going to try to get a couple of my coworkers to come. We'll talk about events that are going on. Good example, the Red Hat closed source uh, fiasco that's going on. Minecraft changing their end user agreement where pretty much it sounds like Linux game servers are not going to be able to offer it. I could be wrong, but they might not be able to offer it as uh, a game. Okay, and I'm going to be talking about the thing I love: Linux, sci-fi, and small board computers. Now, why small board computers? You know, they're part of the reason I got into it was the whole fact that the retro scene 5 or 6 years ago, when I was laid off, it was pretty cool. I could hang out with some people, talk with them, but I also found out that environment's kind of toxic. It kind of turned me off. I mean, don't get me wrong. I met some wonderful people, some really creative people, but I was not prepared for the drama that came with it. And I'm probably gonna get some people mad at me, but you wanna know what? I'm a big boy. I don't really care. But I really did get into small board computers because I wanted to play TurboGrafx. I lived in Japan for 3.5 years, and I have a TurboGrafx out in the garage, and it's a nice little system. I love it to death. So I started learning years ago. Okay. I used to have a paid copy of Magic PC, which was an emulator for the Mac. And I would play it. I made sure that the dumps that I could find were games that I own. And I own quite a library of TurboGrafx units. But I just start, trying to learn how to use it and play it. And it was really cool. I mean, the Raspberry Pi for that scene was really making a big hit. And then I got curious. I'm like, okay, you can find Raspberry Pis everywhere, but there's got to be something else out there. And I start looking around, and as you can see in the background, okay, the years the Libra computer was like one of the first boards I ever got. In fact, the first one I ever bought that wasn't a Raspberry Pi was the Potato, and had some good luck with it. Um, it was very powerful, and then from there, I went to another board that I thought was really cool, which is out of Korea, which is the Heart Kernel, and I actually got um, an XU4, and I'll show it real quick. And I'm sorry, like I said, this is live, this is unedited, and this is just me talking for a while. But I got this, and man, this was really a powerhouse. And it came with a really cool case. They should have it linked onto the page. But I'm sorry for all the scrolling, but it really had a, yeah, right there. It had a cool case that looked like a Nintendo 64, which is the only Nintendo I've never owned. True story. I've never owned it. But I figured, hey, let's get into different boards. And nowadays I'm doing Orange Pies. I'm doing Radix Rock 5s. In fact, I've been playing around with this. This is a Radix Rock 5A. Same form factor as a Raspberry Pi 4. Has a nice, it's not really a hat. It uses the M2 slot, and you can put this board on top, and it's really nice. And Microsoft is selling these 1 terabytes, PCI 3. It's a third generation, but it's one of those that you can pick up. Like, I picked up 2 of these yesterday for 23 bucks. And I know everybody's gonna be like, oh, but it's slow. Well, when you're messing around with these little small board computers, price is one of those things that, you know, if it can save you some money, you want to do that. And I'm all about saving money. In fact, I probably um, am one of the few guys, yeah, I buy a lot of stuff, and I, I tend to pick up really weird things, and then some things are cool, some things are not. Um, sorry, I want to share this out, so give me a second. Not supposed to have dead space. Mrs. Carter, I remember that from class. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, I tend to pick up a lot of things. I would, I hang out in Micro Center. It's one of those uh, places that I really like to go in there. Um, I should get them as a sponsor. God knows I spend quite a bit of money there. But anyway, I will go through, find things that I will try out, and some, again, some things are good, some things are not good. Here, good example. AliExpress had these 15.6 USB-C monitors on sale for 95 bucks, and I was really wanting this. I haven't had a birthday present in a long time, so I was like, okay, what am I going to get myself this year? And I decided to get this because I could put this in the bag, use it with my laptop, carry a small board computer with me, and then that way, I could set up like a little mini lab. Because part of the reasons that I'm using, like, if you can see it, this 1 terabyte drive, is that I'm really wanting to get Proxmox or libvirt working on these so that I can have a portable little lab. Now, everybody's going to be like, well, come on, Pop. If you get virtualization working on this, it's only going to be ARM. Well, believe it or not, I think ARM is the future. I think you're going to see people like Intel and AMD come out with their own ARM chips, because the power that they've been doing with these chips is really nice. And that's one of the things I want to do with this little live show. I'm going to get some articles together and we're going to go over small board computer stuff that's coming out, like, you know, Cool Pie, which is a company many of you never heard of. I'm going to show their stuff. Um, I have, believe it or not, a board that's on my kitchen table right now where I do a lot of my recording. That's from U T. I'm probably saying it wrong, but it's a development board. It's the first development board I got, and it's really nice. It's one of those that I really like it um, because I'm going to learn how to develop, which is really cool. Um, anyway, so I'm going to do some talks on that, and I'm going to talk about some, Linux. Yes, I'm haven't done a festival in a long time, but I am still a member of OpenSUSE. I don't like what they've been doing lately, and I will voice it here. And I'm again probably gonna make some people mad, but hey, again, I'm a big boy. Um, some of the stuff I'm not liking what they're doing is the whole fact that they want to go with um, Alpine um, Linux or like an Alpine Linux style. They're calling it Alp. And part of the reason I got so into SUSE to begin with was the fact that you could buy here back. Hold on. Instead of me talking about it, let me show you. You could buy the disc back in the old days, and this is probably one of the last ones I bought. This is 8.2 as you can see, but this, when I do this, you'll understand why I loved buying it. Okay, it was one of the few ones that you could buy it and pretty much all the software was here. um it was really cool because I could install pretty much everything. I started out with Slackware because a buddy of mine named David that worked with me at Avonic Communications actually got me into Slackware, and I loved Slackware, but I actually kind of destroyed the disk. Was trying to install Window Maker, didn't understand libraries and all that. So he recommended I go to Red Hat, which he went to, and I bought 4.2. RPMs were pretty cool. I started learning how to install it. And one of the things that really clicked with me, this, oh my God, this is in 2027, I'll be doing Linux for 30 years. Believe that. Okay. So, been doing it a long time. But anyway, I could play um, Real Player. Now, some of you guys who are my age, gray beards, remember Real Player was one of those things that could be really irritating or it was really cool depending on what you used it for. And I used it to listen to music around the world. And WCW actually a had their wrestling matches stream live, so I could sit there listening. No video; it was all audio. They actually had like their own staff in the background doing the whole wrestling, talking about their pay-per-views, and it was really cool. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. And then When they got to version 5, they kind of pulled it out and it made me upset. Same friend, David, told me, hey, you should go check out SUSE. And I called it Susie, okay, because the way it was spelled. And I was like, okay. Went and bought it. It was in a hard case. Started out with 5.3. It was pretty cool. And all the software was on there, and I was able to get stuff up and running. I will be honest with you though. The first version of SUSE that I dealt with did not use FDisk. It used this thing called Druid. And I almost gave up on Linux because it actually took me about 2 months to kind of figure it out. And because of that, um, I got mad because, software shouldn't be this difficult. Hey, I started out with Atari, went to Atari ST, and then I went to Mac, and then I was like, okay, and then did not like Windows, and it wasn't really because I hated Windows. It was just because all my friends who had Windows, um, they were pretty much on DOS, and they were running Windows 3.1, and they bring the computer over. They would ask me to work on it, and oh, good lord, I learned more about DOS and working on computers from trying to help friends get games up and running. And then, of course, me owning a Mac, I didn't want to go buy a PC at the time. I was playing around with Virtual PC, which is now, you know, I, oh God, I'm getting old. I won't say I have Alzheimer. I'm just forgetting it's hyper. I want to say Hyper-Thread, but anyway, it's Microsoft bought it and it's now integrated into Windows. Into Windows. But it was one of those things that I try to get stuff working. Heck, getting back to emulation. There was a game disc release called Bleem that would let you run Sony PlayStation on the the Power Max on the G3s, and it was cool as hell. I actually was playing Symphony of the Night on it, and then Sony sued that company, which that it sucked, but yeah, I couldn't get any more updates, and it became old and couldn't use it much. And then I had a lot of my friends and coworkers were playing Diablo and Doom and Heretics, so I finally bit the bullet and built my first computer, which, again, going back to the small bore computers, I'm able to run Doom, Heretic, Quake, and a lot of that stuff on there. So, um, we'll go to 11 o'clock. I doubt anybody's going to watch this, and I'm probably going to delete this in a week. So, but no, like I said, I'm going to pull articles together. I'll see if I can get some friends come on here and see if we can do some discussions. I do have a website, okay? And for most of you guys, I will not still be in my videos just because I want the product there. One of the things I notice, a lot of people like to put themselves into the video when they're doing their stuff, and it really amazes me that they do that. And I want you guys to see the product. By the way, see, look, tons of my Micro Center stuff. I'm gonna discuss some Linux and then some of the small board projects that I am working on. One of them that I'm trying to learn how to do Banana Pie asked me to take a look at their R3, and I'm going to try to get it up and running. They're using Open WRT, but it's one of those products I really wish they would learn how to import FreeBSD, and I might need to learn it myself. But I think pfSense would be an awesome product on a lot of their boards because they do a lot of router boards. pfSense, if you never played with it, is a great home uh, firewall tool. Hell, even if they got OpenSense working on it, okay, it would be great. So, like I said, this will be some of the stuff that uh, we'll talk about. Here's some of the things I have worked on. I have libvirt working, and I'll show it. In fact, you know what? Next week we'll do that. I'm going to go over the Odroid M1. I'll show you guys it. It's a nice little board and how I got it working. And then I'm going to show you the Orange Pi and the Radix 5 and some of the frustration that I'm dealing with it. And that way you guys can see that it works, but the graphic stuff is kind of a pain. And there are Proxmox projects out there, and it's kind of cool that people are doing stuff like that and getting it working. Um, Again, I don't think anybody is watching this, so that's fine. You know, it's one of those things. I'm doing this as a test. Next week I'll set up a premiere, see what, and get some stuff to talk about. This, by the way, is the doghouse, my home lab, and just kind of show you guys. You probably hear noise, but this monstrosity, this is my home lab, and I do take doing stuff in my lab very serious. Okay, so it's one of those things that most people who share tech and do this stuff, they have home labs, and believe it or not, I am constantly in my home lab trying to do stuff, trying to figure out how to get stuff working. um I'm constantly teaching myself stuff up. I'm never going to stop. Okay, I've already decided that I will be 90 years old at a keyboard trying to learn something new, because that's what keeps us fresh. And a lot of people don't realize that when they learn something, they get siloed. They may be good at what they're doing, but you don't actually learn how to take your skills and plug it into something else. I have a networking background, not because I was a network engineer. I was a sysadmin for a small company, and because of that, to learn networking, I actually had 2 data centers that I connected up. Now I take that skill set when I'm trying to set up a bridge device so that my verts can get out. Okay, I'm trying to take that and putting it into Docker so that way I can utilize that skill set, because Docker is it's funny. We went from the servers like you saw in my rack to someone figured out, hey, if I write this instruction set, I can actually have a virtual machine use the memory on that system. And then someone goes, you know what? I could actually, instead of writing it where it's a virtual machine, I could actually take the current CPU figure out a way to isolate it, and then we run these application in these little containers. It has its own rules and things like that. I'm still scared of Docker. One, because the code is up on Docker IO, and the whole check in, check out, you don't know if you're downloading something and it could have malware in it. Now, I know people who are full stack developers are going to say that's not true, but you're always reading how some security firm has found out 1,400 Docker containers are infected. So Docker still scares me. A virtual machine you can set up with Vagrant, Terraform, things like that, and it has what you want on it. Docker, unless you are a full stack developer and you're putting the code in, you have to rely on others. And again, um, this old dog, this old pup has been kicked so many times that yeah, I'm worried. Okay. Hopefully, it'd been nice if someone came on and said, "Hey, your video looks good, audio's good. Maybe next time, like I said, I'll get some people on there." This is a test. Me just rambling and talking with you guys. Um, if there's things like you guys want to talk about, I will put it up on Ugly Scale. And by the way, Ugly Scale it's a play on the whole Sousa, you know, chameleons. It's weird. Our mascot's a chameleon, but we call ourselves gecko, which is another lizard. Okay, and we you know, well, anyway, we're lizards essentially. So, but yeah, Ugly Scale is this. I do stuff kind of ugly way. I don't have any certs, but I do have now. It's scary. I'm going on 26 years of knowledge. Okay. Oh, thank you. Terrapup Jr. is my son, and I appreciate him doing that. So, anyway, um, that's cool. But we'll go ahead and wrap this up. But yeah, I'm going to be talking small bore computers, talking a little bit of sci fi. Um, not going to talk comic books. I haven't been in comic books in a year. When I say that I am a geek, I really am a geek. If I could hammer the nail up my nose, I would. Um, I don't do tattoos like most geeks do, just because, I want to keep my body pure. And plus, in other cultures, tattoos have different meanings. I'm not from the Fuji Islands. I'm not a warrior. I've never been to prison, so I have no desire to have, you know, those things. And I teach my kids that stuff. But sci-fi, computers, and things like that, I'm really going to discuss, and we'll do a little bit sharing with it. I'm trying to get another camera so that I can do like uh, a down, and I'll clean up my desk here. This is how bad, and this is why I call it the doghouse. I am, as you can see, a true Linux person. Okay, we don't have clean. Our desktops are clean. Okay, but our yeah, our desks are very filthy. Okay, and I'm at here just kind of show you guys. I got more stuff over here. When I say I do a lot of small board computers, this is stuff to work on. And like I said, up here, this is the sci-fi stuff. Okay, that I really like the collective things. Anyway, um, Well, I'm glad my son watched. At least someone watched it. Appreciate that. Okay. So next week, like I said, I will try to get a little bit better graphics and stuff like that. I'm still going to continue releasing the videos with the small bore computers, but I want to come on live and talk with you guys and see what you guys have to say. Okay. All right. So this is Parapup, and until next time, peace.